Hi folks, Steve the Hurricane here, and today, welcome to another episode of A Drink with the Hurricane. We have a special guest, Miss Rosie Battista, and she is the author of Sleeping Naked After 40. And the reason why I wanted to have her on the show is because she has so much great information in this book, I thought our viewers would like it. So, Rosie, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
So, let me ask you real quick, this is a great book, I had a chance to read some of it. What made you write this book?
Well, what made me write this book was my own struggles with my weight and my self-care. So always being caught up in taking care of everyone else, husbands, bosses, kids, and never really thinking about myself. So I woke up one morning, I'm like, whoa, who am I? What am I doing? And so it kind of just came to me that I needed to figure something out, and that's what I did.
Excellent. And what is this book about, like in a nutshell?
So Sleeping Naked After 40 is a concept, and this book is a guidebook for extreme self-care and love. So it's how do you get rid of the idea that it's selfish to take care of yourself and really start implementing simple little steps that make huge difference in the way you care for yourself and the way you look and feel.
Excellent. And as a male, I actually had a chance to read through some of this book, and the two chapters that were my favorite were the one on water and the one on greens. And I used to be a bodybuilder, and I'll start off with the water because I know that it's so important. I used to walk around with a gallon of water, and people would make fun of me all the time, but it's so great. And you put some recipes in there to flavor the water and stuff. You want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Right, because I struggle with the water myself. It's like being a bodybuilder as well, carry around that jug of water and like slug it, and I'm like, okay, well, even though it's not so ladylike, it's like you figure out what works for you. So sometimes I'll take the gallon and I'll mark the gallon, or I'll get small little ones and I'll mark them to know that I should drink that much a day. But the fun thing to do is to take a beautiful, clear pitcher and slice up some oranges, some limes, some lemons. It looks really pretty and it flavors the water citrusy. Or you can do cucumber. Or the thing I like to really do in the winter, because I don't like cold water, and I know a lot of people are like that, I'll take a little piece of ginger, fresh raw ginger, and some cinnamon, and boil it, and then it's like drinking tea. And it's soothing, and it's calming for your stomach, and it's great.
I told my wife about that, and now we can't wait for winter to come, so we're really excited
well,
about that one.
I can wait for winter, but yeah.
Well, because instead of having warm apple cider, let's have the warm water.
Exactly, and there's absolutely, it's healing, you're getting your water, it's no calories, it's great.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And one of the, I'm a huge cranberry fan. When I saw put a splash of cranberry juice in the water, I was like, wow, and
even that,
taste
right.
it.
Right, just a little bit, and then so you don't have all the sugar and the sweetness of juice, but yet you just have a little bit of flavoring. So it's like just the one little step that you can do to make that happen. So it's taking your negative idea of, oh, I can't drink water, I hate water, and finding that little thing that works.
And how much water should the average person drink a day?
What the experts say is half your body weight in ounces is like a fair amount of water, because and if you're eating a lot of greens, lots of greens, you could probably have a little less than that because there's so much water content in that food, but most people aren't doing that, so half your body weight in ounces.
Excellent. And the greens is actually one of my favorite ones too, and I'm a huge spinach lover, so I was proud to see that spinach is one of the foods you recommend. Yeah. What other greens do you recommend for people?
Well, I have this little thing where I say there's really no weight loss magic pill or secret potion, and everyone tries to sell you that. And what I do with my clients is I'm like, I do have a magic pill for you, and it's dark leafy green vegetables. For weight loss, for longevity, for your skin looking and feeling great, for everything flowing, it's dark leafy greens. And so often people, for some reason in this country, greens are always like the side dish instead of like the main meal. So I talk about making it the main meal, and everything else you have, the meat kind of being the treat on the dish or the little portion on the side of the greens. Because they're so powerful, antioxidants, phytochemicals that you cannot get from any other food.
Excellent. And one of the things I really loved about this book in particular is the fact that it was a quick, easy read for me. I felt that I got a chance to really know Rosie because it was written as if she was talking to me, which is really good. And she put a lot of recipes in there about healthy eating and things that you can do to substitute like salad dressings, or if you're going to eat peanut butter, don't get the regular peanut butter, get the one that's just peanuts. That's what it's supposed to be. I see you brought some stuff here. You want to tell us about this?
Yeah. So I talk about, know what the frig you're eating, which means the whole naked concept of eating, which is really simple. You don't have to be like a nutritionist or a doctor. It's just go into the store, and anything that doesn't have a label, it's pretty much safe. Or if you are going to get something that's, say, in a can, like these beans, because you don't have the time to make, your own beans, you want to look at the ingredients, and it says just beans, water, and sea salt. and that's it. So that's a fairly naked food. And like pitted dates, for instance, is a way I sweeten most of my recipes. I don't use any kind of sugar. So I sweeten it with dates or dried fruit. And then you know that it is just pure dates, period, end of story. So it's like the naked concept is food in its most natural form, and how do you put them together in creative ways.
Excellent. And now our last question. I know a lot of our viewers here are either owners of home health agencies or marketing representatives of home health agencies and hospice and other healthcare related industries. We're always trying to get our clients to eat this type of food and eat healthy. Is there anything that you can share to the caregiver, the home health aide or the CNA, the nurse's aide, who's providing the services in the home for the elderly? Is there anything you can share to that person to help them?
Yeah, sure. Well, you probably read it in my book too. I have a chapter. Each chapter has a section, and the one section I call it a smack. It's like an attitude adjustment. So I would say have an attitude adjustment about typically the most excuses that people will come up with is that for eating poorly is that, oh, it's so expensive to eat healthy and I don't have the time to eat healthy. And I really need to say that you don't have the time not to, because you're setting yourself up for disaster if you're eating poorly, especially when you're in the role of having to take care of someone else and a lot of your energy and time is drained that way. You set yourself up for successfully caring for someone else and yourself when you feed yourself with nutritious food. So the more nutrient-dense food you eat, the better off you are. And so this can of beans is 99 cents. And that really, it's like 2 meals.
Affordable.
And a big bushel of beautiful kale that you just can steam up is like $1.89. So I actually did a little test one day and I bought the kale and the beans to show how to make a meal out of that. And it was like $4 for 2 people for a night. So there goes it's not expensive. And there's so many different ideas around that. It's not expensive and it's really easy. All of my recipes are based on 5 ingredients, 5 minutes or less, because I'm a lazy cook. Even though, I have a cookbook called Cooking Naked, I'm not a really good cook, and I don't really like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. It's like, let me get the most effective thing I can get, the most healthiest meal I can get in the shortest amount of time.
Excellent.
To keep my healthy body, and that's the goal.
Well, I love that because I'm a big believer in leading by example. So if you want to get the elderly to eat properly and to eat the right foods to keep them from getting sicker and declining, do it yourself. And then when you're sitting down and you're making your meals, eat the meal together. This is what I'm eating. Let's eat it together. So I think that's really great.
It's the same thing even with kids. Anyone with a family will come to me and say, oh, I need help with my family. Like, let's start with you. And it inevitably, husbands, children, parents, whoever's living with you, they get caught up in like, what? Okay. It might take a day or 2 or a week or a month, depending, but they'll be like, what are you eating? I'm going to have what you're having. And when they see that you're looking and feeling 10 years younger and better, I mean, who doesn't want to look 10 years younger? So when you change what you're eating, the secret magic pill of dark leafy greens and food with no processing, no chemicals, no sugar, it's incredible. It's like, it is magic what happens. It's transformational, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much for coming on. And again, the name of the book is Sleeping Naked After 40. It's an amazing book. It's an amazing resource guide. There's so much you can gain from it. Like I said, I bought it for my wife, and she's liking it, and I'm liking it too. And I'm not 40 yet, but I will be, and I'm going to start doing some of this because it just makes sense. So thank you so much for being on the show. If one of our viewers wanted to get this book or to contact you, how would they do that?
Yeah, so you can contact me at Rosie, R-O-S-I-E, at sleepingnakedafter40.com. Or you can go right to my website at sleepingnakedafter40.com, and there's a little shop tab, and you can shop for, I have tons of books up there that I've written, a lot of other ones too. This one being really the signature one, and if you want to really change your life, with
start here.
Input, yeah, it's a really great start. So that's how you can get in touch with me.
Excellent. Well, folks, there you have it. This concludes another episode of A Drink with the Hurricane. We will see you next week for another episode. And as always, check back on the website. There's always new content, new information out there to help you in your home care, health care, marketing efforts. So till then, have a wonderful day. Cheers. And what do you say?
I say cheers to sleeping naked after 40.
Cheers to sleeping naked after 40. God bless.